Hey, welcome back to the AI Chronicle. I'm glad you're here, because today, we've got 10 stories for you, and some of these are wild. No buzzwords, no fear-mongering, just what actually happened and what it means for your week. Alright, let's get into it. Story 1. Here's the question every manager is quietly asking this week. Anthropic research, AI now doing a third of white-collar tasks. Labor market shift is here. So, what actually happened here? Anthropic's Labor Market Impacts of AI paper by Massenkoff and McCrory measures real AI usage and finds observed coverage of 33 to 36% of computer and math tasks, with highest exposure for programmers, customer service reps, data entry keyers, medical record specialists, and market research analysts. Now here's the catch. The people most exposed are older, more educated, higher-paid workers with fewer easy pivot options. But here's the flip side. Coverage of 33 to 36% is far below theoretical capability, which means AI is augmenting more tasks than it replaces today. So here's what you do. List 3 tasks in your week this could handle. Write them down. That list? That's your head start. Story 2. I know policy stories can sound dry. This one isn't. Trust me. MeitY unveils IndiaAI governance guidelines under IndiaAI mission. Here's the story. India's Ministry of Electronics and IT published the IndiaAI Governance Guidelines, a sector-agnostic framework for safe, inclusive, and responsible AI adoption. But hold on, there's a wrinkle. The draft IT rules 3-hour, 2-hour for non-consensual content. Takedown window is so short that platforms will lean on automated over-removal, with human review and appeal effectively squeezed out, a real cost to free speech and livelihoods of creators who get wrongly flagged. The other angle, though? For a citizen whose face or voice is cloned into a scam, shrinking takedown from 36 hours to 3 is the difference between a nightmare and a day. Read the summary. Share it with one coworker who has no idea this is coming. Story number 3. Okay, I'll be honest. I tried this one before we recorded. And, yeah, Alibaba releases Qwen 3.6 Plus, matching Claude Opus 4.5 on coding benchmarks. Let me break it down. Alibaba released Qwen 3.6 Plus on April 2, 2026, a new large language model that matches Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5 on SWE Bench and Terminal Bench 2.0 programming and agent benchmarks. Here's the part they don't lead with. Qwen is registered with China's CAC per the algorithm registry, meaning every query runs through content controls and data flows land in the Alibaba ecosystem. Here's why it still matters. A coding agent matching frontier Western models is available in Taobao's app today, for free, in Mandarin. Try it this weekend. 20 minutes. Find where it breaks. Because that's where your value lives. Story number 4. If you've ever wondered who's actually setting the rules on AI, here's your answer. EU-AI Act enforcement powers go live August 2nd. GPAI fines up to 15 million euros or 3% of revenue. So what went down? The final stretch of the EU-AI Act countdown. On August 2, 2026, the Commission's enforcement powers fully activate for general-purpose AI model obligations. One thing to watch, though, for open-source and small model providers, the documentation and training data summary burden is a real compliance tax that big American labs can absorb more easily. That said, zoom out a second. For a European citizen, this is the first time a GPAI provider has to publicly say what went into the training data and who to contact. Know your rights in this space. That starts with knowing the rules exist. Now you do. Number 5. And this one hit close to home for a lot of people. Tech industry cuts 80,000 jobs in Q1 2026, nearly half attributed to AI. Here's what we know. Q1 2026 tech layoffs hit 78,557 workers. 37,638 of those cuts, 47.9%, were attributed to reduced need for human workers because of AI and workflow automation. The honest limitation? Real human cost. 80,000 livelihoods interrupted in 3 months. And yet, there's a reason people are excited. This is not net job destruction yet. One move this week. Look at your job description. Highlight everything AI can now do. What's left is your value. Protect that. Number 6. Here's one for the classroom, and maybe the kitchen table conversation this weekend. Sarvam AI closes $350 million at $1.5 billion valuation. India backs 12 sovereign model projects. Right, so here's the situation. Sarvam AI is closing a $350 million raise at a $1.5 billion valuation on the strength of its Sarvam 30B and Sarvam 105B multilingual models, trained from scratch on Indian language datasets with a 128K context window. Not so fast, though. Only 16% of Indian IT professionals are AI skilled according to MeitY. A 1M job demand hitting a shallow supply pool means the early window belongs to people who already got the training. The counter-argument is actually good, though. Sarvam's 105B model trained on Indian language data is the first time a student in Tamil or Bhojpuri can ask an AI a complex question in their own language and get a native quality answer. Show this to a young person, Watch what they do with it. Their instincts are ahead of ours. Number 7. This is not a feature for power users. This is for everyone. OpenAI's ChatGPT adds in-chat freelancer matching. Anthropic ships managed agents. The short version first. 2 consumer-facing product shifts in the same week. ChatGPT now matches users with qualified freelancers inside the chat, without leaving the app, effectively collapsing Upwork/Fiverr-style gig hiring into a conversation. Let's be real for a second. In-chat freelancer matching means OpenAI, not you, controls who gets surfaced. Here's what makes it interesting despite the limits. For a small business owner with a one-line problem, describe your project in chat and get a qualified freelancer in 2 minutes is a real-time save. The sort of daily utility the Chronicle exists to flag. Pull this up tonight. Give it one real task from your to-do list. See what comes back. Number 8. This one matters even if you never read a law in your life. DeepSeek. Alibaba researchers endorse China's AI regulatory framework in science paper. Quick context for you. Researchers from DeepSeek and Alibaba Group published a paper in Science endorsing China's AI regulatory framework as innovation and openness-friendly. CAC's algorithm registry already covers LLMs from DeepSeek, Alibaba, Tencent, Baidu, and ByteDance. Here's the friction. The innovation-friendly framing comes from 2 companies inside the system. Now here's the part that changes the story. China shipped a content labeling law a year before the EU will enforce its own, which means Chinese citizens can actually see which of their feed is synthetic. Ask your employer or institution, do we have a policy on this yet? If they hesitate, that's your answer. Story 9. One of those ones where you think, why didn't this exist 3 years ago? Deepfake voice scams hit 1 in 4 Americans. Seniors lose average $1,298 per call. So, what actually happened here? The State of the Call 2026 report finds 1 in 4 Americans received a deepfake voice call in the past 12 months. Seniors 55 plus lose an average of $1,298 per incident, triple the losses of younger adults. Now here's the catch. Direct financial harm falls on the most vulnerable users, seniors losing $1,298 per call while the legislation catches up. But here's the flip side. The fix is cheap and immediate. Set a family passphrase, call the person back on a known number, never pay by gift card. The best way to evaluate a tool is to use it badly first. Try it on something low stakes. Learn the edges. Story 10. Teachers and parents especially, this one's for you. Cassava launches NVIDIA-powered AI factory in South Africa. Plans Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt rollout. Here's the story. Cassava Technologies launched its first NVIDIA-powered AI factory in South Africa and announced follow-on sites in Kenya, Nigeria, Egypt, and Morocco. But hold on, there's a wrinkle. Continental compute concentrated in a handful of capitals means the next AI wave mirrors the colonial-era infrastructure pattern. Farmers in remote Kenya still depend on a phone connection to a South African factory. The other angle, though? For a Kenyan farmer who speaks Swahili and has a basic phone, getting a crop diagnostic answer in their own language via voice is a direct yield and income improvement. Have the conversation at dinner tonight. What does your kid think AI can do? You might be surprised by the answer. And that is your 10 for today. Look, here's what I always say. Pick one story. Just one. Try the thing. See what happens. That's how you stay ahead, without burning out. This has been the AI Chronicle. If this was useful, hit subscribe. Share it with a friend. I'll see you tomorrow. Be well.